So the Bears are in a very, very sweet spot after their Monday night win against the Minnesota Vikings. To start, their number one overall pick, which is actually the Carolina Panthers' number one overall pick, is looking even better after the franchise has given up on the season, firing a ton of their coaching staff and likely going to lose out the rest of their games. And Chicago at 4-8, 500 over their last 8 games at 4-4 are showing massive improvements as a roster and heading into the right direction so they can compete next year. And they still own the number 4 overall pick. So the Bears are currently winning, but already have a better record than last year and have 2 top 5 picks currently in the 2024 NFL draft. And yes, they do not need to draft a quarterback. Justin Fields is still the guy in Chicago, and I will die on that hill. And we're going to see what he does over the next couple of games. But how he's been playing lately, he will be the quarterback. And with that, I am going to be trading away the number 1 overall pick to get more in draft capital and answer another key position for Chicago. I have 2 scenarios for you guys on what I want Chicago to do with the number 1 overall pick. One involves getting a good amount and one involves getting a lot. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. I am trading the number 1 overall pick in this upcoming draft, and if you are to, make sure to smash that like button on this video to show your agreement, and also throw your thoughts in the comment section below about what you would do with the number 1 overall pick and who you would trade it to. So let's go over the 2 trade scenarios I would do. The first one would be with the New England Patriots. They are currently sitting at the number 2 overall pick. You have to factor in the SOS, or if you don't know that, the strength of schedule when it comes to the draft capital, and they would end up ahead of the Arizona Cardinals if the season ended today. Patriots need a quarterback in order to save their fan base, though they have no idea what the pain is of the last 20 years when they've had so much success. They don't know what it's like being a Bears fan, but they think the world is falling apart and they need a quarterback in order to save themselves. Mac Jones, unfortunately, is not the answer for the Patriots. Also, if Bill Belichick is going to stick around, he needs a quarterback. But there are going to be other teams that are going to be coming for that number 1 overall pick, and they're going to come with an even bigger haul than what I think the Patriots are going to do, which I'm going to hate on in a second, but they're one of the options I would go for in order to have that security of having the number 2 overall pick and taking Marvin Harrison Jr. But my number 2 trade would be with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield was thought earlier in the beginning of the season to be the shocking answer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback situation, but he's only had 1 300-yard passing game, which ironically came against the Chicago Bears. That doesn't matter, though, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to want a new quarterback after this season. And they currently sit at number 7 if the season ends today in the 2024 NFL Draft. Along with that, they have 3 top 100 picks. Keep that in mind. So what am I doing with both of these teams, and what are the trades going to look like? To start off with the Patriots, they're not going to give up as massive of a haul like the Bucs would, but they would move up just 1 spot in the draft. I think they're still going to give up a good amount because they know other teams are going to be calling Chicago. Patriots currently have 3 top 100 picks in the draft, sitting at number 2, number 35, and number 67. Also, keep in mind, the Patriots have a few studs on their roster that are under 25 years old that the Bears could trade for, like they did with DJ Moore and the Panthers, to help answer key areas of need. And the main guy I'm looking at on that Patriots roster is defensive tackle Christian Barmore, a total stud on the defensive line who is only 24 years old, has 30 total tackles this year, 4 sacks so far, 6 pass deflections, and 4 tackles for loss. Remember, he's a defensive tackle, not an edge, so those are very impressive numbers. And in the trade with the Patriots, I'm including Barmore, but I'm taking the number 2 overall, the number 35, and Barmore as my 3 assets to trade up 1 spot with the Patriots. That is a lot, no doubt about it. But the Bucs are going to offer even more at the absolute house to make sure that they get that number 1 overall pick. And also, Chicago is going to take that risk of not getting Marvin Harrison Jr. So the Patriots do give the chance for the Bears to get Marvin Harrison Jr. since we'll get the number 2, but the Bucs at number 7, different story. The Bucs is where the massive haul comes in. The Bucs are going to want their quarterback of the future while they still have a very dynamic wide receiver room currently in this Tampa offense that can help develop their quarterback immediately, give him NFL confidence, and help him understand the game better. And the Bucs also currently have 3 top 100 picks in the 2024 NFL Draft. Number 7, number 42, and number 73. And the Bucs also have a stud defensive tackle under 25 years old. In fact, he's only 22 years old that I would want in this trade offer. And that guy is Kalijah Cansey, who is a rookie on this Bucs defense. A total stud at 22 years old with 14 total tackles, 3 sacks so far, 1 pass deflection, and 5 tackles for loss. He has very similar stats like Barmore, but is 2 years younger and on his rookie contract. So the big trade that I'm doing with the Bucs in order to trade the number 1 overall away and risk not getting Marvin Harrison Jr., I am taking the Bucs number 7 overall pick, number 42 overall pick, Cansey, a 2025 first rounder, and a 2025 fourth rounder. Chicago is taking that risk when they want a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. And I've done a few videos on replacements that you could have for Marvin Harrison Jr., but a generational type talent like him, you need to go out and make sure you lock a guy up like that. And if I'm taking that risk to not get him, I better be able to get a haul in the future. So breaking down both picks, both still give you 2 top 10 picks. Both give you a young emerging defensive tackle that now you don't need to draft one. And both give you back that second round pick that you lost when you traded it for Montez Sweat, which has been an absolute steal so far. But I love these trades so far. I really do. And yes, I am willing to run the risk of losing Marvin Harrison Jr. I think there is other talent out there that can be just as familiar and similar as him. The Bears can still land in the top 10 along with getting either an edge, an offensive tackle, or another dynamic player, or even another trade back. I will do my first mock draft later this week, so stay tuned for that, and it will include a trade. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. Enjoy the bye week, folks. A ton of draft stock analysis going to be coming out for you guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button with notifications to stay up to date. And thank you as always for tuning in. Bear down, baby.